welcome. Tonight we have some very special guests. You've heard about New Beginnings, right? Well, that's the name of this show, New Beginnings. And we are so fortunate to have Amy back as our director and her two new assistants. Her assistant is Ashley, right? Mm-hmm. Ashley Shaheen, right? Assistant director. And then we have Lisa Dion,
yes,
our new outreach worker. And so it's been quite a year for the Senior Center. And I cannot believe what they have done. When I read this newsletter, October, and I'm sure many of you will be reading it, right? And it's the Hilltopper. And when I saw what they were doing, how many programs, all different kinds, anything you want or need is in here. Please read the Hilltopper, okay? But anyway, I'm going to have Amy introduce and her dear people and tell us about what their roles are and what you accomplish and what your hopes are and how do you get together? Do you get together and decide all this, when you talk things out? How do you do this, Amy?
Well, it is. It's a collaborative effort between everybody. Ashley does the bulk of the planning for activities and events, but it's definitely taking a lot of ideas from those around us. We have a staff meeting where we talk about things, but we also are open to people coming in and telling us what they want. Mm-hmm. Ashley and I have had a couple of meetings with the public and said, come in, we want to hear what you'd like to do, we want to see what you're interested in. And we have started a few new programs just from those meetings in the last couple months, one of them being our bike rides. And we've got a couple others working down the pipeline, trying to come up with something new and exciting. But everyone does contribute. I know outreach. Lisa as an outreach coordinator, she often has ideas of a program she'd like to do, and I know she's got a couple coming up in the next couple months. And so we have our TED Talks came from just that type of thing. Our outreach people said, let's do the TED Talks. They show a TED Talk to people, and then they have a discussion. Well, from that, we've now got a couple new ideas.
Wonderful, wonderful. Right. And how do you feel about this? What are your hopes?
So I think it's really important to reach out to the community and see what people are interested in. And once we find that out, we're able to build programs off of that. And like Amy has mentioned, we're very fortunate that people have been forthcoming in presenting new and different ideas that we're able to implement. Doesn't happen overnight, but in time we're able to add to our program schedule. And it's a nice place to work because of that openness. I think we're really welcoming people to come to us, and there's good support in terms of staff and making these programs into something. So it's not as though someone has an idea and we take note of it and file it away. We're taking it into consideration and really mapping it out into the program. So we have a great team. I'm excited to be part of the team, and it's just a beautiful building. So if folks haven't been to the Senior Center, please do come down. As soon as you walk into the building, you're greeted by greeters, friendly faces, and it just feels like home. And just come and participate and see what we have to offer.
That's right, that's right. And you're right, when you walk in, you just feel the joy. And you feel part of it. That's what's wonderful.
Absolutely.
And that's so much better than staying at home. It really is. And
well, we often hear stories from people who are like, I'm afraid to come to the Senior Center, or, that's for older people, that I'm not there yet. And I think, you know what, if you can get yourself to walk through the doorway, you're going to see a very different place than what you thought you'd see.
That's right.
It is very active. It's very full of energy. There's people there all the time engaged in, exercise classes, or they're working on art programs, or they're in a book or a discussion group, or they're just hanging out with friends or having a meal. I mean, it's not what I think people are afraid it is. It's definitely this big, active wonderful place. So, right.
I think sometimes people are afraid of getting older, and I think that's part of it. And so to go, you're crossing over that bridge, and but once you do cross over that bridge, you're going to say, "Wow, I didn't think it was like this. This is wonderful." And it's like playground. Remember when you were children, we all went to the playground? Well, this is a playground for seniors.
Exactly.
It really is. And it's just marvelous what you people do. That's for sure. That's for sure. And how do you feel about all this? And outreach is such a busy place.
It is very busy, yes. So my role at the Senior Center, I see myself and my colleague Marlene Troops, who's been in place for quite some time, as problem solvers for seniors. No 2 days are alike, which is great. And so we do things like connect people to services that help them stay safe in their home. And right now we're really busy with helping folks with fuel assistance, which has been great getting people going. But overall, I see our role is helping people age well, age happily, and get the best quality life they can possibly get. And I think the Senior Center, I remember the first time I walked in and I went through the front doors and there was a crackling fireplace to the left, this beautiful curved desk with friendly faces greeting me to the right, a very funny greeter in front of me. And the physical space is absolutely beautiful, but I'll have to say the folks that are there that greet you and there are even better. So it is a gem. That's the best way I can describe it. And there's all sorts of resources in terms of helping you with problems, helping you stay home safely. Actually, there are folks who've reached out to me that are ready to move forward and sell their home, and that whole continuum of care, whether it be downsizing to a condo or moving to assisted living. We work quite frequently with adult children who are faced with caring for parents, and we can assist them as well. So
yeah, that's what I wanted to say is, just exactly that we're there for people who are kind of still sandwiched in the middle. They themselves may be old enough to come to a senior center, but they're still caring for parents. And so remember that we're there for the resources. We have the resources for them to take care of their parents, to help them with their parents as well. So, I say don't worry about the age, don't worry about that. Come in, volunteer even, be a part of the community.
That's right. I work in the thrift shop, as you know.
Right.
And it's amazing when I see seniors come in, and I'm a senior myself, and they come in with their daughter or their son, and they're both seniors, believe it or not, because people are living longer.
Yes.
People are living longer because of places like the Senior Center. One very good reason, because you're involved, you're part of a community. You're part of a group instead of isolation, and because life changes. Children grow up, get married, move away. Grandchildren grow up, they move away. And so, but we have each other at the Senior Center, that's for sure. That's for sure. And so about Bay Path Elder Care Services, now you're still very much part of Bay Path, aren't you?
Yep. Absolutely. I just had a meeting with their new case manager, Sarah Frank, and she seems great. We're building a very strong relationship. They have quite an array of services that can help seniors in town. And that's why I encourage people, when in doubt, give us a call. And if we don't know the answers, we'll get them for you. And we have all sorts of partnerships with other organizations that provide services. And it's a great network. There's a lot of help out there. People just need to reach out to us and ask.
Wonderful.
I think as the Senior Center, we want people to be able to stay in their homes. We want them to be able to stay in the community that they love for as long as they can and as long as they want to. And what Lisa has said is we have those resources to help you get through that and figure out how it can be done. whether it is bringing in help or whether it is helping you move into something else. But we are that hub of information. We have the activities that are great if you want to do them, but we also have that information if you need it in order to figure out what's next, or your family's trying to figure out what's next. And I think that's the most important thing that people have to realize, that the senior center has all this stuff there, but we also have all the information. And if we don't have it, we'll find it. And I have to say, outreach has been fabulous about finding things for people.
Wonderful. I know, because my husband and I are deciding to sell. And, and I want to stay in Hopkinton. I do, but we have to make some decisions, and I'll be calling you, I'm sure.
That's great. And I know that they can be overwhelming and very difficult decisions, especially if someone has been in a home for quite some time.
45 years.
45 years. It's over and above acquiring a lot of things. It's a lot of memories, and it's a lot of attachment, and we can sort of help through the process. And there's so much out there too. There's just so much out there. And it's a great fun. The senior center, I throughout my day, I think one of the greatest things is I hear laughter. I can be even in my office and down the hall, I can hear people chatting and laughing. And so, we can help you with the problems, but I want people to come and have fun too, because there's a lot of fun there.
There is.
I think it's so nice that you have a greeter. Each day there's a different greeter, and they make sure that, where you want to go. If you have questions, they're a good person to ask. And of course, we have a wonderful receptionist, Lisa.
Oh, yes,
and she has many volunteers that are very good sitting there with her, and they just smile at you as you walk in. And it's just wonderful, and you feel wanted there. You feel cared for. You really do. You really do. And I think as time goes on, it's such an important part of the community. We have a library, and you keep the book as long as you want to, as long as you bring it back. And
the cafe too is a great way for people to connect over a nice meal.
Oh, yes. Because we all started, the senior center up at the town hall in the basement. There was two of us, and then three of us,
And look how it's grown.
Oh, it's a city. Oh, that's wonderful. And the wonderful programs that you give, where you have nice programs where people come together. You're going to have, I can't believe you're having a Halloween party, and they want people to dress up.
Only if they want to.
Only if they want. Okay, thank you. And the variety show that's going to be taking place. Oh, come if you want to laugh, if you want to have a good time. In the Hilltopper, okay, you'll read about the variety show, and please come. Oh, that's wonderful, and. You people do such a wonderful job, that's for sure. And so what else would you like to talk about? And, about what you're doing and what you may be planning for the future? Or do you get together with other senior centers in the way of doing things together?
Sure.
Lunches, dinners?
Yeah, we have a program networking group, and I believe Outreach has a networking group. As well. So we meet on occasion to discuss ideas in terms of, but you have to think of every community is different. So what works for one community may not work for another. But it's a nice opportunity to meet with your counterparts to hear what type of innovative programs they're starting, or if they have an entertainer that was fabulous and we should have here in Hopkinton, we'll certainly explore that. So we have the networking group, and then every year the Massachusetts Council on Aging, they put on a conference, and the conference is next week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so that's coming up, and I think some of the staff are planning to attend one of those days. So learning what's new and exciting and what we can do here in town. So.
And talking about laughter, when I'm in the thrift shop on Thursday mornings, we have a knitting group. They have such a good time. There's like 15 of them about, and they sit around knitting and gabbing and laughing and talking. And, so true, the fire is going sometimes, on cool days. And it's just so wonderful to hear. Just so wonderful.
Well, and you're caught between the knitters in the lobby and the quilters down the hall doing their own group,
Yes.
and it's
Yes.
there's so much activity in those two rooms alone, just on Thursday mornings. That's just amazing. But
So if you knit, come on in and sit down and laugh and join them. And also quilting.
or if you want to learn to knit or quilt,
Thank you.
you can come down and someone will be able to start you off and get you started down the path. It's something I have not mastered yet, but it's something, they have taken people who are new to it, and what they come up with is amazing very quickly. So
Yes,
they've got a
yes.
group that's willing to, and they just want to get together. I mean, it's I think they have met at other days. Sometimes they've decided just to get together and meet, and it does. It
Oh,
changes
yes.
the whole
They go
lobby
out for
with stuff.
dinner
Yep.
and lunch, and it's so nice. It's so nice. And what's wonderful, too, is they donate their work to different areas in the town for different reasons. Like you'll be having the basket raffle tickets, right?
So-
Anybody can buy a raffle ticket and
Well,
A
it's
bidding,
no,
bidding.
it's a silent auction. No
Silent
raffle,
auction,
no
okay.
bidding. It's a silent auction.
Yes, yes.
So we have our Christmas sale, which is gently used Christmas decorations. So if you're downsizing and you want to get rid of them, bring them to the senior center, because that's part of the fundraiser that the Friends of Hopkinton Seniors do. It's one of their biggest fundraisers.
Oh.
And part of that are these baskets that they've put together in themes, whether they're sports or whether they're animal, pet, barbecue, different, an Italian basket. They've got a wide variety of baskets, and it is a silent auction.
even the Patriots and Red Sox
Often
right?
give us something,
oh,
yes.
yes. And it's just wonderful to see, that's for sure. That's for sure. And so what other programs are you planning for the near future, do you think? Any music or dancing?
Well, do you want to talk? Lisa's starting a group coming
I am
up.
starting a new group, and it's called Conversation Cafe. And we're going to have a little coffee and talk. One thing that came to my attention is some folks have things that they'd like to talk about in a group, whether it's current events or different things going on, and they don't really have an outlet to discuss. People are retired, they're not at work with colleagues anymore, and so they really wanted to get together in a group and just talk about whatever topic they wanted to talk about. So we're excited about it. We're hoping we get a good group in, and they bring to the table anything that they'd like to discuss in a very accepting, open way and safe way, absolutely. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm really excited to hear what people have to say and get different points of view. And I think it's great to get people's different points of view. And the whole gist of this is not to change anyone's ideas, their own personal ideas. It's just to give everyone, that outlet to express, their opinions and their views, or bring up a topic that they found interesting. I'm excited about it. I look forward to getting that going. I think it'll be really fun.
That sounds so nice. I think
Yeah.
I'm going to go to that one. And what's wonderful too is the spirit of that you feel when you walk in. And we have so many wonderful volunteers. Volunteerism is so important at the senior center. And I just can't believe how many people give of their time.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And, and just donate, and it's just so wonderful. So wonderful, that's for sure. That's for sure. And now this trail walk, now where's this going to be, that first trail walk that people are going on?
So
with Lisa Deneen, I think?
Yes. So you want to talk about that? Basically, Lisa had an idea of people that wanted to walk outside. We do a mall walk, and this is kind of an expansion on that while the weather's still good.
Yeah, we're also working too with the Historical Society as well as the Trails Committee, and setting up some of
Great.
the other walks as well. So they're more informational in nature. But we really do try and reach out to our community partners in terms of programs. Last Wednesday, we had our open house celebration, and part of that was the annual bocce challenge with
Yes.
the
And they
police
won.
and fire
They won.
department and
Yes.
the Help on Aging
Finally,
won.
this, yes. Senior Center took the prize. We've got the trophy. It's great.
Yes. So that was a great moment.
It was a
for
great moment.
everyone, and we hadn't had an open house in quite some time, so we met new people, and we had the open house during the month of September in celebration of National Senior Center Month, and this year's focus was on the key to aging well, and how better to age well than to participate
That's right.
at the senior
That's
center
right.
and in the community at large. So.
Now, do you still offer medical rides if somebody called in and needed a ride to a doctor
Yes.
or a hospital or whatever?
So
Good.
Marlene Troops and I, so the outreach department, we work with folks with the transportation. So if someone had a local medical appointment and they needed a ride, we have a wonderful group of volunteers that, again, give of their time and take folks to those appointments. So we just ask that whoever calls in gives us 3 business days to get their ride lined up and get a volunteer associated with that. and
Now,
get
do
it
they
going.
pay for that?
No,
I didn't think so.
no,
That's wonderful.
free of charge.
If they'd like to make a donation to the senior center, they're welcome to do that. But essentially, it is a free ride that the volunteer is willing to take them. And it is a case where they have to be able to get in and out of the cars themselves and get
Yes.
themselves in and out of the building.
safety.
Yeah, our volunteers are not trained to assist in any way, but they will drive you.
I see. Good, good. And also, we have 2 wonderful, very popular bus drivers. And their personalities are just wonderful. And they take bus trips, right?
Yes.
And they go all over New England.
They do. We had one this summer that was up in New Hampshire. They took the lake, what was it, the Mount Washington boat out on Long Lake Winnipesaukee.
Right.
We ended up sending 2 buses. It was such a popular event. And coming up, we're going up to Maine to go to the beaches and Foster's, and so we've got a lot. We'll be going to the State House tour in Boston one of these days. So they will. They'll take tours. I think the Lake Winnipesaukee trip was probably the furthest that we've gone recently, but they will go all over New England, and they
Wonderful.
find museums or places that people want to go to, but they're not willing to drive themselves, or it's just too far to drive yourself. And so if you're in the bus, they'll drop you off at the door, and then you can go in and enjoy whether it's a museum in Boston or whatever. And again, we want to hear if there are places that people are interested in doing, we want to know it so that we can try to plan it. It's all about how it coordinates, but we do try.
Yes, yes. And they're both wonderful, Lou and George. They're famous.
We're infamous.
Oh, right.
I think one may be participating in the variety show. At least
Oh, I
Yes.
think so, yes.
that's what I've heard.
Really?
Maybe both.
That's a teaser, so
Oh,
come
maybe
and
both.
watch.
Oh, I'm going to that too. That's for sure. Well, so I think we're so blessed to have all of you. We really are, and you know, it's like a city in itself. The senior center and the happiness and joy that is there, and the safety, and we're so blessed to have it in this town. So much so, and we're so fortunate to have each one of you. Believe you me. So I want to thank you for coming, and come on in and see them at the senior center. Okay, have a tour, get a feel for it, and don't forget to read the Hilltopper. Okay, I think it's 60 and up in Hopkinton.
Our mailing list is 60 and up. So
60
if
and
you're
up,
if you
okay.
haven't received it and you'd like to, you can either get it online or you can come.
Online, right? That's right.
And then on Wednesdays, we do have the extended hours
That's
until
right.
7.
Oh yes, they're
So
open
if
at night
space
now.
permits,
Right.
the
Right.
offerings are open to folks younger than 60.
I love the exercise classes. I go to 2 of them, and it's just so nice, so nice. We love looking out that window and into the woods as we dance around and whatever, That's for sure. Well, thank you for coming, and thank you for watching, and you have a good night.
Hi folks, today we're going to talk about Christmas tree and outside decorations safety. According to the U.S. Fire Administration, 1/3 of home Christmas tree fires are caused by electrical problems, and 1/4 start when the tree is placed too close to a heat source. The State Fire Marshal Peter Ostrowski advises the following Christmas tree safety tips. When selecting a natural tree, look for the freshest tree available. Some ways to test if a tree is fresh is run your hand down the branch, and if no needles fall off, that's good. Also, you could take a needle and bend it. If it bends without breaking in half, it's fresh. Let's talk about caring for that new tree. Make a fresh cut about 1 inch from the bottom of the trunk, which will improve the water absorbency, and set a schedule each day to water that tree. When placing your tree, you want to purchase a good quality stand that's going to take the weight of the tree. Make sure you place it away from any exits or heat sources. When decorating your tree, try to switch over to these new LED lights. They burn much cooler than the older style lights. Make sure the lights are not touching the needles, and when you leave the house or go to bed, make sure you turn the lights off. Otherwise, purchase a timer. Once the Christmas season is over, take advantage of the community curbside pickup and dispose of your tree. The State Fire Marshal also has the following safety tips for outside holiday decorations. Use lights that are rated for outside use only, and if possible, try to switch over to those LED lights. They burn much cooler and they're safer for the environment. Use electrical connection protectors to keep water out. Use GFI outlets to plug all lights and decorations into. Do not overload your circuits. For example, a 15 amp circuit supports up to 1800 watts, and a 20 amp circuit supports up to 2400 watts. When hanging lights and decorations, consider using clips instead of nails and staples. Finally, once the holidays are over, bring in all the lights and decorations to avoid any winter hazards and bad lucks from your neighbors.